can't kill Michael Moass! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch! What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter.
Was that so? Yeah.
Man,
or
you. I think you're a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Or then you die. Anyway, hey everybody, good evening. How's it going?
What are you saying? Or are you saying?
What are you saying, huh?
First they think you're crazy, then they fight you.
I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.
To go down and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I do love to talk about AMC stock every single day on this channel. So Friday we were up 1.5% on the day. We closed at $6.93. We hit a high of 704. And
oh, that's awesome!
A boring day.
I'm so happy. That's amazing.
This is a good thing. If we do zoom out, it's already been more than a month since we dropped down from $11. We were at a high of like $11.40, and
holy shit, really?
And
that's terrible.
Resistance at around $6.60. When we start going flat on AMC stock, if you notice, the same thing happened back here. We were flat and then we went up 60%. Now the same thing.
Wait, did he just say resistance?
Big move to the upside this coming week.
I think he did.
$6.80. I've been buying as much as I possibly can. Personally, I'm almost at $10,000 invested in AMC, just all in. People
$10,000,
like all my money in AMC, but I don't think I'm insane because this is just so undervalued. I feel like we're going back in time here when we were down this much, and then boom. This is just my personal opinion, not financial advice, but I am loading up. This is AMC's all-time low. I mean, I'm just buying more. That's all I gotta say. So let's get into what Adam Aaron just tweeted. Adam Aaron said, I am going to give away free.
That's awesome.
Followers 2 tickets to a Taylor Swift 2024 concert in New Orleans in a completely random drawing at 12 noon Eastern time on December 13th, 2023, Taylor Swift's birthday. Now, if I win,
oh, that's awesome.
Straight up and buy AMC stock. That's exactly what I'm going to do. All you have to do to enter your name as a possible winner are 2 things. Be a current follower on X/Twitter of CEO Adam, or become a new follower by no later than 5 p.m. Eastern time on December 12th, 2023, and issue a tweet by 5 p.m. Eastern time on December 12th, 2023 that includes this hashtag. Hashtag see Taylor Swift the Eras Tour concert film at AMC Theater. You get 1 entry for each tweet you publish that includes that hashtag, up to a maximum of 13 entries per day. Your odds of winning depends solely on the number of entries. So then he also tweeted yesterday in the morning, Friday morning, he said, on Taylor's birthday, December 13th, I'm giving away 2 tickets to the Taylor Swift's Eras. Basically saying the same thing he tweeted. Why the hell is he talking about giveaways and shit? AMC is at an all-time low. His stockholders are down 90%.
What?
I mean, why is
he? I mean, somebody.
What the hell?
Man, somebody needs to give us something. I mean, he's giving all this other shit away. Why doesn't he give us something? I mean, come on. You got to give me. Let's give me something here, right?
I just feel like it's a discount, in my opinion. I'm just buying more. But he also tweeted yesterday, he said, everyone's buzzing about Renaissance the Film by Beyonce. Don't miss out. See it this weekend at...
I don't think everybody's buzzing about it. I don't know, Tony. What do you think about that? I don't know. I just don't...
See a lot of money.
Do I think that's the case?
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I don't either.
That's what Adam Aaron said. Why is he talking about giveaways and not AMC stock? I have no idea. But GameStop, on the other hand, it was a bloody day for GameStop. Notice how GameStop was down 5% and AMC was up 1%. And if GameStop squeezes, AMC is going to squeeze. I just have a feeling AMC is going to make a comeback.
Well, it's a good thing that GameStop is not going to squeeze then, I guess, huh? I suppose if you're a hedge fund shill, like we are, you know. Anyway, yeah, this is fantastic. Great analysis.
$50, which was trading at a couple months ago, it would be a huge gain for all of us, especially if we have large amounts of money in AMC like I do. This guy said on Reddit, he said, even though I'm averaging down, I pretend like my old HODL shares don't even exist. Instead, I'm working on buying a fresh amount of shares because my DD says this.
So, I mean, there you go, right there. Listen to this. Like, this right here.
Especially if we have large amounts of trading at a couple months ago, it would be a huge gain for all of us, especially if we have large amounts of money in AMC like I do. This guy,
especially if you have large amounts of money in AMC and GME like I do. Like I do. So, yes, it's much more happier to be bullish if you have large amounts of money on the line. Because who wants to admit the reality that you fucking threw your money away and you're never getting it back? No matter how many galaxy projections you have swirling around your room, on the lights, on your walls, how many gaming chairs you own. It just doesn't matter. You're never getting it back because Ken Griffin twisted your arm into overinvesting. Yes. We'll get there.
He said, even though I'm averaging down, I pretend like my old HODL shares don't even exist. Instead, I'm working on buying a fresh amount of shares because my DD says this is a deep value play at these prices and any squeeze can make me a shit ton of money. Just off my new shares, not financial advice. So not advice, only opinions. Do your own research. New super profitable revenue streams. Consecutive earnings beats streak with 50% of the movie content. And AMC distributions give me that 21 feeling all over again, just at better buy-in prices and with real confidence versus inflation. They manipulate the stock price and they threw what they could at AMC. It turns out the movie theater business is historically one of the most resilient in the world and should be for a foreseeable future. AMC is an integral tool / experience / business for Hollywood / artists and a main.
I mean, this is pathetic.
Society.
Who the fuck writes this shit? AMC is an integral tool / experience / business for Hollywood / artists and a mainstay in communities and society. What are you talking about? How much weed did you smoke before you wrote this? In your parents' basement. Who writes this? What is an integral tool? Yes, you are an integral tool to this fucking experience. Holy shit. I mean, how fucking all right, whatever.
Once the future AMC
I'll shut the fuck up now.
And pay down in bigger chunks, this stock is going to show you boom boom. Green candles like you've never seen in your life. And that's just naturally. Add in the insane amount of spoofing, tokenized fraud, FTD,
spoofing.
Naked shorting.
Tokenized fraud. Tokenized fraud. So what they did was they took fraud and then they tokenized it. So now you have tokenized fraud. All right. Okay. I can dig it.
ETF shorting and everything else and get the potential
ETF shorting. Oh yeah, that pesky ETF shorting.
So
illegal.
Effed because AMC will never fold and Apes will never leave. I heart the movies, I heart the stock, and I heart Ape community.
Can we just get rid of this? Can we dispel this myth that it matters if you leave or not? It doesn't fucking matter. As we've seen with Bed Bath & Beyond and MMTLP and all this other garbage, it doesn't matter if you leave or not. How many people didn't leave from Bed Bath & Beyond? Well, we might have something happening next week on that. We'll have to check. We'll have to check the X.com community and see what the upcoming catalysts are for Bed Bath & Beyond, because I know there's one. I know there is. But it doesn't matter if you leave or not. Didn't matter there. Doesn't matter here. Wall Street will take you the fuck down with them. They don't give a fuck. And they shouldn't. Because it's not about you or anybody's investment. It's supposed to reflect the value of a company. If the company sucks, then the valuation sucks. And you have to be smart to know, hey, this is actually real or this is a fucking scam. And after 2-3 years, usually that becomes clear. Usually after 2 to 3 years, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Lynn. Lots of people hang out in the parking lot after the bar closes, but it doesn't help them. Doesn't help them. They still end up, you know, whatever. But yeah, good, good. Yes. Fantastic. You know, all right.
He got a picture of these whores saying sell, and then just me saying I bought more. That is exactly how it's going down. I mean, this is exactly how I feel. This guy said it perfectly. AMC is not going anywhere, and I'm. Just
and by the way, this is what a disgraceful use of this meme. I mean, seriously. Now, and I think this is a good one. I like it. In fact, I used this in my original Baudrillardian simulation video and broke down, you know, this meme and showed where the two parts of it came from, different things. Okay, believe it or not, they did not originally exist together. All right, but I know, shocking. But then took it beyond this. Anyway, that video is lost forever. But what a disgraceful use of this meme. This cat is not a fucking ape. I can tell you that right now.
If we just look back, AMC has never been this low in history, in all of history. But it's making the most money it's ever made.
Listen to this. Wow. Okay.
Never been this low in history, in all of history. But it's making the most money it's ever made. It doesn't make sense. And I'm buying more.
What?
But that's all I gotta say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, make sure to go down and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I just restarted my channel and we're already.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that one. But let's ease into this whole Ken Griffin controversy because, you know, so many Ken Griffin controversies. But let's ease into it with Al from Fuck Face, correct? Whatever.
Boston. Let's kick it off. 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. I just spent the last, I don't know, hour or so listening to Ken Griffin and David Rubenstein at the George Washington Mount Vernon conference of some kind. It's called The Business of America, Democracy and Capitalism. And he had a number of points, Griffin did, and I want to go over that with you. And I want to obviously show you that one clip that everybody's already talking, and I wanted to offer some insight, some of my thoughts on what's going on. So the first thing is
okay, awesome.
His belief in
so far it sounds like wow. Okay, he's sounds pretty reasonable. It sounds reasonable so far. We'll see what happens. I haven't listened to this yet.
The American dream, and I would agree with him. He shared a personal anecdote about his grandparents. He started a small business and successfully provided for their family, illustrating the potential of capitalism, enabling people to personally succeed and grow, right?
Oh, that's fantastic. Good. That's awesome.
And government in shaping success of society. The first half of this is him trying to tell everybody, hey, this is why America's fucked up. This is why America is great, blah, blah, blah. He criticized the current state of government current state of education in the United States, highlighting the need for better historical knowledge, critical thinking skills among the citizens, and it's necessary for a functional democracy. Wonderful. He also discussed the importance of government in controlling a conducive environment for business and innovation. Now, this is where I think.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Seeing who Ken Griffin really is.
Yes.
The next point that he talks about is the role of money in politics. Griffin goes, well, he more or less addresses the influence of money in politics. He says he plays a significant role and doesn't necessarily dictate election results. That is the biggest crock. That is a dog turd of a comment, because that's literally what you need. Political donations dictate election outcomes. They really do. They really do. A good significant amount of time. The only time I could think that it didn't was Donald Trump, where the majority of the people wanted him to win. Even they didn't want Hillary. Anyone who you know, even a moderate Democrat could.
And here we start to see. Well, we already know. We can't say that we start to see, but at least in this instance, in this stream, in this video, we see who Al from Boston really is, right? Yeah. Why are all these people right-wing fucking morons? And I'm sorry, right-wingers, conservatives, you're better than this. Especially if you're listening to me, I mean, you don't want to be associated with this garbage, and I understand that. Why would anybody want to be associated with it? So, this is why people think the right, is just so full of shit, largely. This is one reason.
Trump and Hillary outspent him by, I don't know, like hundreds of millions of dollars, I'd imagine. And they talk about economic policies after that. He expressed admiration for the economic policies of Clinton and Reagan. Clinton.
He knew he would get people emotionally involved, charged up, etc. if he mentioned Hillary's name. Oh, yes. And Trump, of course. All right.
Praised for his role in NAFTA and achieving a budget surplus, blah, 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 revitalizing the American economy and, optimism for throughout the entire market. He did speak about inflation. He discussed the challenges faced by the Federal Reserve, handling inflation, and how poorly it was situated and how poorly it was handled, especially in the context of government spending. He suggested a more effective measure that could have been taken earlier. Now, in terms of investment advice, Griffin
I know this isn't even really the crux of what this video is about, but I just can't help but comment. What government spending? See, there's another dog whistle, I guess. Dog whistle. Yeah. Who's well, anyway, I don't feel like getting into that, but anyway, it's just funny. All right.
With a mix of stocks and bonds, emphasizing the efficiency of a passive index fund for the average investor. All right. What is he saying here? Stay the fuck out is what he's saying. All right. A passive
what?
Fund. He shares his concern about the increasing crime rate and blah, blah, blah in Chicago after that. And he talked about future presidential candidates and he admires Elon Musk for a transformative blah, blah, blah. And he goes back to the American dream and education.
Well,
right? The American.
That's how we know he's full of shit, right? He praised Elon Musk. Yes.
I want to talk about. I want to let you guys listen to this audio clip. Everyone's heard it. I want
All right.
to hear it directly.
Here we go. I'll shut up now.
Real insight from you guys. Is Ken Griffin being disingenuous here? Hold on a sec.
So I believe that a traditional, something close to a 60-40 portfolio, and that weight would change depending upon where you are in the journey of life. But bonds and stocks, passive index funds make a lot of sense. Passive bond funds make a lot of sense. Like that's a very cost-effective way to manage your money and to earn the market returns. Now, passive investing is actually rooted in the theory that markets are efficient, and that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel, firms like Fidelity, firms like Viking Global, Capital Research. We're all running large teams of people that are engaged in fundamental research, trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. And passive investing, in a sense, enjoys the market efficiency that we create in our work each and every day. And one of the things that's very frustrating in Washington, D.C. is actually the regulatory weight being placed on active managers by the SEC, who are in this moment where they've introduced 50 new rules in proposal or final form over the last roughly 18 months. It's almost as if they're in a jihad against active management and the active allocation of capital in the United States.
Jihad.
That hurts the ability for companies to raise capital at the right price, to create jobs and to build factories. It's really like
it hurts Ken Griffin, is what he meant to say. It hurts him. The 15 new rules, I'm going to do another separate video on. I want to talk about those things. But the SEC is trying to push this down Wall Street's throat. You know, you guys stepped too far. You fucked up. Everybody was making money until you guys came in with high-speed trading, and now we're going to put a limit on that stuff, and that's a good thing. You know,
I don't think that's what he's talking about. That's not what they're talking about, bro. Wow. Did you hear? Do you see the way? Okay. Now, Ken Griffin is talking about, let's go back. I'm going to go back and make sure we understand. Right here.
This moment where it's very frustrating in the market efficiency that we create in our work each and every day. And one of the things that's very frustrating in Washington, D.C. is actually the regulatory weight being placed on active managers by the SEC.
Placed on active managers. Okay, we're talking about hedge funds here, not market making. Not market making.
Who are in this moment where they've introduced 50 new rules in proposal or final form over the last roughly 18 months. It's almost as if they're in a jihad against active management and the active allocation of capital in the United States.
Active allocation of capital in the United States.
Passive investors, that hurts the ability for companies to raise capital at the right price, to create jobs and to build factories. It's really like
it hurts Ken Griffin, is what he meant to say. It hurts him. The 15 new rules, I'm going to do another separate video on. I want to talk about those things. But the SEC is trying to push this down Wall Street's throat. You know, you guys stepped too far. You fucked up. Everybody was making money until you guys came in with high-speed trading, and now we're going to put a limit on that stuff, and that's a good thing.
We're going to okay. Yeah, no. I don't. Where did that come from? Where did that that just came out of left field. Okay.
The progenitor of the idea was Ken Griffin, but nonetheless, he started an interesting conversation. But let's be honest, we all know why we wanted to listen to this. We wanted to hear the admission that the markets in the United States are not efficient because of people like Ken Griffin and Citadel. Why? Because they control the markets.
What?
It is no longer supply and demand. We need to make sure that the entire world.
This is okay. I'm just going to let him show how clueless he is, and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
The stock market is not supply and demand. Its prices are regulated by companies, by private companies like Citadel. All right.
Well, that's not what Ken said. That's not what he said at all.
Stock prices.
They don't dictate anything.
Companies is wrong on just every freaking level.
What?
Okay? Let me explain why.
Oh, good. Yeah, I can't wait to hear
this by saying this, right? The potential, I mean, I'm just going to talk about the basic stuff, right? The potential for market manipulation. When a single entity or a small group of entities have significant control over the trading activity, there's a potential risk of market manipulation, which we saw in AMC, which we saw in all the meme stocks. And there exists a conflict of interest because Citadel is engaging in financial activities such as proprietary algorithmic trading, market making services that could lead to conflict of interest. And their trading activity sets the market price as market makers. Now they claim a Chinese firewall, right? But we all know the truth. There is none. We have not seen that at all. There's a lot of market transparency, as if the market wasn't already.
Okay, so yeah, Citadel manipulates the price of meme stocks. Okay. What? All right.
The strategies and the algos used by these private market making companies typically are proprietary and not transparent to the public or regulators. The lack of transparency makes it difficult for people like us to ensure that the pricing of these securities is based on market fundamentals, which it's not. It's very clear. Large market making firms like Virtu, like Citadel, and the people that we're suing have information and resources that the average investor does not have, potentially putting them at a greater advantage. This could lead concerns about the actual fairness of the trading of securities in America.
Well, the way to deal with that then, seems like it would be to get more information before you make a trade. Isn't that what the SEC advised people to do when they came out with those infomercials that had everybody all pissed off? Like, don't invest based on social media hype. Do research. Learn about what you're doing before you do it. I mean, that certainly doesn't make someone an informed investor, but it's certainly better than basically just playing roulette, right? And you're always going to have more informed participants and less informed. We're going to look at that here in a second with respect to this idea of an efficient market. But let's keep going for now.
And that's fundamentally puts us in systemic risk. All right, it really does. Because you got firms like this that have been so integral really to the functioning of the market and market mechanics that the failure or a significant operational issue could pose a massive risk to the stock market in general, and I would say finance in general, in the United States and globally, of course, because it metastasizes, as we remember from 2008. We remember from all the different crashes that all these things are interconnected. It's all interdependent.
Well, it's a good thing that on that, what was it, January 27th, 2021, the date of the GameStop short squeeze, that we had market makers that kept functioning throughout all of that chaos. If I remember correctly, it wasn't it Citadel. Citadel was Citadel was still processing trades. I don't think they went down anyway. Yeah, you know, but those damn market makers.
What I'm trying to say is this, right? This is a great piece of propaganda that Ken Griffin put out there, but it's also integral to our lawsuit because it's the first real admission that we've been looking for. It's the first real admission that a jury would look at and say, hey, I get it now. I understand what this means now. And they're going to be able to see this, and they're going to be able to understand that, hey.
How is this at all related to this bullshit lawsuit? I mean, maybe in a loose sense, in a conspiratorial sense, but that's laughable and certainly not going to fly in a court. Of course, it fits in with it in concept, you know, in basic idea that, you know, of course, these people are manipulating the price and they're setting the price. And it's not based on supply and demand, but I mean, how is the price set? What does that even mean? How is the price set? What does that mean? How do you set a price? How do you set a price?
And everybody else, they're just basically ripping everybody off in the market. Everybody, their own kind, institutional investors, you know, retail investors, everybody, governments, you name it. So for that reason, this video clip is very important. It's very important. And I don't think we should ever forget this. Remember this moment, because he'll keep making these comments.
Oh, yeah. Remember this moment for the rest of your life. It is when Alfred Boston knew that he had you fucking right where he wanted you. And it's the first real admission. But I say, what is he admitting to? What is he saying? Is what he says about the efficient market even correct? Is that even what that theory says? Well, just hold on.
Keep trying to justify these 15, the elimination of these 15 new rules the SEC is trying to shove down Wall Street's throat, you know, and it's great. It's a good thing. You know, that's really what I wanted to talk to you about.
Wait. What's a good thing?
I just feel right now we're at an interesting stage in the market. You know, it's just, there's so much going on and there's so little that the market makers can do because they've lost their ability, you know, to more or less be believed. They used to be able to be, we used to believe, we used to say that, hey,
What?
when we make these rule-making activities and when we set aside these rules, we're going to take your input. Let me tell you, everybody remembers all the reports that they had filed against these rules, and none of them stuck. None of them stuck. Nobody should have the kind of money that Ken Griffin has by scalping the market and call it the efficiency of the market when it's clearly not.
Isn't that what the apes are trying to do, though? Isn't that essentially what you're trying to do by forcing this stupid short squeeze that you can't force? And it requires the belief in, I don't know, a dozen dumbass conspiracy theories that have no basis in reality whatsoever. And, in fact, there's direct evidence that contradicts these lunatic beliefs. But those go patently ignored. So, how... And, well, anyway, yeah. How absurd.
Right? Especially broker-dealers like this. So, guys, that's it. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, Citadel isn't a broker-dealer, really. He's not talking about any type of broker-dealer functions here. He's talking about active management. What the fuck is active management? What is active management and deployment of capital? What is he talking about? He's talking about hedge funds. This is a hedge fund fucking discussion. Hedge funds deploy capital, not market makers. So this has nothing to do with high frequency trading. And he's not admitting anything. He's not admitting anything.
Hope you have a good week. We'll try to do some more content in the next couple of days, trying to make sure that everybody really understands what we're actually doing here and not just fucking jerking off here. And then, you know what I mean? You got to understand how.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Understand how convoluted this thing is and what they're trying to do and what the argument of our lawsuit is and what
is the argument of your lawsuit? That you should. Really? Okay.
It is efficient, but it's not really efficient. It's actually the appearance of efficiency. Big difference. Alpha and Boss signing out. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Listen, I think that Al from Boston lawsuit is already.
Oh, well, yes. I had muted the microphone and whatever, it's probably better that wasn't heard.
On the way Citibank is doing business.
But
on the way they are.
But listen to what he says here. Listen.
Out of the market, so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, I think that Al from Boston lawsuit is already having an effect on the way Citibank is doing business.
He thinks that Al from Boston's lawsuit is already having an effect on the way that Citibank is doing business. Oh, really? What a fucking clown. You dumb motherfucker. Let's hear your justification for that.
On the way they are approaching this AMC play. Everybody knows by now that Citibank had all these BDRs in Brazil, you know, and they allegedly had 513 million AMC shares.
See, now when and this is this fucking technique right here. Everybody knows by now XYZ, where XYZ is something that not everybody knows. In fact, it's not something that's true. It's not been proven. It is not accepted by most people. It is a conspiratorial fringe concept. But by now, everybody knows, you know, that XYZ. And the very first XYZ that I remember is a little thing called synthetic shares. And that was the first XYZ. Everybody knows by now that there's billions of synthetic shares in AMC. And it just was accepted into the narrative with no questioning. No questioning, just accepted. And now it seems like 2 years later, 2 years after we first talked about these Brazilian BDRs, we talked about this in 2021. 2 years later, here it is again, and now it's assumed as part of this narrative. It is the XYZ. And by the way, where is this guy? He's using a fake background of a mall, but I can hear that he's in a public place. How fucking creepy. And why? Why would you do that? I just don't get this guy at all. Okay. Here we go.
Collateral for these BDRs in Brazil. But all these BDRs in Brazil, you know, and they allegedly had 513 million AMC shares as collateral for these BDRs in Brazil. But in reality, we know they did not have these AMC shares. They could not have had these shares with retail investors owning their float, and in my opinion, 2 or 3 times the entire.
I mean, here's this again. Retail investors owning the float, as if, you know, shares of stock are some kind of finite commodity, you know, like toilet paper that you can run out of. Oh, we ran out of toilet paper. We ran out of, you know, baby diapers. We ran out of AMC shares. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. Not in these types of markets. I mean, financial products are different. They're not physical commodities. That's why they're called securities, actually. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
It seems now that the BDRs that were in Brazil have now been delisted. So, and it's just weird that when out from Boston lawsuit drops, all of a sudden they try to delist these BDRs.
Oh, is that what happened?
BDRs.
Correlation and causation. Okay, all right, cool.
The other thing, now they're firing 300 senior managers. And CSI has a theory, and I have to agree with him, that there's a distinct possibility that these firing of senior Citibank officials could be connected to the Brazil BDRs that
what
had no theory, and I have to agree with him that there's a distinct possibility that these firing of senior Citibank officials could be connected to the Brazil BDRs that.
Well, it sounds like you've got some solid fucking evidence for that too. I mean, holy shit. Wow. I mean, that's incontrovertible. Basically. You just proved it. Yes. Because, you know, CSI has been right on so many fucking things, and so have you. So just going off of the track record alone, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably fucking right. Let's be honest, okay? You have to be honest about it. Fucking hell.
Had no AMC shares as collateral. It was one big Ponzi scheme. Now, if they think that by delisting those BDRs that they're going to make them disappear, that is almost impossible. Almost impossible. The bottom line is this. I believe Citibank was engaged in, if not criminal, but questionable activities with AMC shares in Brazil. They went over there to hide all those counterfeit shares or tokens with those Brazilian BDRs. And now,
okay,
fraud and corruption.
So we need to look at here is fuck the timing of this to see if it's even possible. Is it even possible? So when do these things happen? Let's see. I'm not eating here if there's no chicken fingers. Yeah, me neither. So now, when did Al from Boston's lawsuit actually take? Let's see. So I found this video is from November 20th. This is Donahue George announcing it to the world. Okay, so I'm just for now, I'm going off that, the 20th or thereabouts. And then what I found on the Brazilian BDRs is this from cbonds.com. AMC Entertainment Holdings Depository Receipt, BRA2, Jesus fucking Christ. A2MC 34. Okay, that's the one that we're talking about here. It says 11/10/2023. Stock stopped trading at the stock exchange B3 SA Brazil. So November 10th, presumably, or even if it is the other way, even if it is October 11th, it's still before the lawsuit dropped. So, I don't think we can make the assumption that the lawsuit caused the delisting of the BDRs. I don't think that's going to work. Don't think that's going to work. Sorry, Donnie. Nope. Where is it? Where is he? Where is it? Well, anyway, here it is. Here he is at the mall.
That they've been engaged in the last 30 months is being exposed. And when it's exposed, what do you think they're going to try to do? They're going to try to cover it up. They're going to try to make a lot of it disappear. And maybe that's why those BDRs have been delisted. The bottom line is this.
Oh, right. Yeah, because the lawsuit threatened to expose it, so they figured they should get rid of them, even though the delisting of the bullshit depository receipts predated the lawsuit. Makes sense. Makes sense. Ape fucking logic. And yes, even Tony DeNaro does know about BDRs because, you know how I know that? Because it was on my channel in a live chat 2 years ago that Tony DeNaro was in here chatting with us, and we talked about this, and he indicated, yes, well, he didn't use these words because who could ever say that Scotty Allen was right about anything? Who could ever actually make that admission? That's one admission that you'll never fucking hear from these people. But nonetheless, yes, that was basically what was implied in that, yes, the BDR thing is a nothing burger, essentially. Thanks, Tony.
The deeper we dig, the more fraud and corruption is exposed in this AMC play. It is my opinion that when the dust settles, this is going to be the biggest financial crime in the history of the U.S. stock market. Anyway, please.
That may be the case. That may be the case, but it's not, you know, the antagonists are not the people that you think. You know, it's, in other words, it's not retail investors versus Wall Street or hedge funds. No. Or even market makers. Well, let's lump them all together. The holy triumvirate of evil, right? Market makers, hedge funds, and the one percenters. And really, they're all one percenters. But, you know, anyway, moving along here. I don't know if I can do this. Probably should, though. Probably should. Well, let's do this one. Here's Professor Mike.
Prime example of how confirmation bias works.
Wait, why is he using an AI voice? What? I don't know about this.
Someone has taken my video from YouTube and clipped out just the Ken Griffin interview part. They purposely left out the rest of video of Adam Aron. Why? Because it does not fit their narrative. Popular leaders, influencers, and YouTubers like Thomas Jane's investing in AMC Bigums are spreading that clip on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. This is a sign of cowardice actions and those who do not want truth fully exposed.
Passive investing.
You didn't get the fucking clip. And well, more on that in a minute. More on that in a minute.
Actually rooted in the theory that markets are efficient, and that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel, that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel, firms like Fidelity, firms like Viking Global, Capital Research, that are engaged in fundamental research.
You are seeing the tweet shared most by a profile named Dystopia News. If you scroll through those that have quote tweeted it, you will see some very familiar Adam AMC pump accounts. They have taken this clip and are causing it to go viral. Unfortunately, they continue to leave out the rest of the video I made. For 3 years there is a strong push to blame Ken Griffin for the stock market corruption, or commonly referred to as Mayo. One of the big leaders in creating the attention on Ken Griffin is a profile by the name of Cat Striker on X. She is responsible for setting GoFundMe accounts collecting money to fly banners against Ken Griffin. She also claimed Ken's lawyers sent her a threatening lawsuit letter. However, they keep negative.
I mean, okay, now,
CEO.
I'm sorry. But there's just something completely fucked up here. And I'm looking at Marine Mike's YouTube channel, okay? Listening to a text-to-speech voice, right? Looking at tweets by somebody called Dystopia News. I mean, this is too much. It's too much. And what this is fucked up. Oh God, this is fucked up.
AMC Adam Aron. Even though he has been recorded clearly contradicting everything the AMC shareholder community believes in. What you are about to see next is the original YouTube video of both Ken Griffin interview and Adam Aron response to.
Because everything that the AMC community believes in is not based in fact. So.
Which took place at the airport the night before the shareholder vote for the god-awful reverse split conversion that destroyed shareholder stock value.
Passive investing is rooted in the theory that markets are efficient. And that
wait, what did he say? Hold on.
Everything the AMC shareholder community believes in. What you are about to see next is the original YouTube video of both Ken Griffin interview and Adam Aron response to Robert. Which took place at the airport the night before the shareholder vote for the god-awful reverse split conversion that destroyed shareholder stock value.
Passive investing is actually rooted in the theory that markets are efficient. And that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel, that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel, firms like Fidelity, firms like Viking Global, Capital Research, we're all running large teams of people that are engaged in fundamental research, trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. Trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. And passive investing, in a sense, enjoys the market efficiency that we create in our work each and every day. And one of the things that's very frustrating in—
Why would it take so long for you to notice that there's manipulation going on with Ape, as it's supposed to be 1-for-1 equal value, and see it, AMC at $8.98, and then Ape going down to $1?
What makes you think it took a long time? We knew
it only took a matter of months to see it drop.
Months? I knew in weeks that it was not functioning correctly.
And yet you still chose not to contact regulators regarding the, I guess, suspicious nature of the drop?
It's not that it was a suspicious nature. It's how the market...
How is that not suspicious?
It's how the market decided to set the price. Market set price.
Trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued.
Supply and demand sets price.
How pissed off are you right now? Are you pretty mad?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm a little pissed off at you because it's 1 in the morning and I want to go home. And you're asking me about theories that are ludicrous. You don't want to hear it, but they're ludicrous. Antara was fabulous for this company, not bad for this company. You're convinced there's synthetic shares. There aren't any.
So one could conclude that Adam in fact knew manipulation was occurring on the AMC preferred equity stock, also referred to as Ape. A nod to retail or an insult directed at retail shareholders. You be the judge. Drop your comments and opinions below.
Herd mentality, also known as mob mentality or crowd mentality, is a psychological phenomenon that significantly impacts human behavior. It occurs when individuals adopt the beliefs, behaviors, or attitudes of the majority in a group, often at the expense of their own judgment or individuality. To summarize, they are spreading a specific message that they want the crowd to repeat, even when it means leaving out facts or additional information that could help inform the community. They are controlling the mob. The ape mob that performs and acts just like a cult would. In this case, it appears the central leader to these social media accounts is none other than the CEO of AMC, Adam Aron. Leave your comment below. Why do you think they left out what Adam had to say in the video?
I mean, I have to say that this guy has the most consistently fucking wrong, but in the most weird, creative attempts. I mean, it's goddamn so insidious. Like I fractal wrongness, really, is what it is. Fractal wrongness. I mean, it is so foreign to me that people would think this way, come up with these fucking conclusions. Wow. Wow. I say wow. All right. Well, fine.
Today, I want to talk about how...
Only because I want everybody to be pissed off.
And just admitted to committing securities fraud live on air.
Oh, did he? Did he? He admitted to committing securities fraud live on air. Wow. Where's the FCC and the SEC and the CIA?
I want to explain what Gary Gensler and the SEC might do about it, but what they might not do, and how these shorts are getting burned on more and more stocks across the wider market, and how that will lead to liquidations. So stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I'll dive straight in with the key information. So, Dystopia News tweeted saying Ken Griffin said that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities, trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued.
Okay, let's address this statement here. So we could rephrase what was said, right? Markets are efficient because of active managers setting the price of securities. Okay, what are active managers? What are they doing? Managing other people's money, investing, deploying capital, right? All this money out there has got to be put towards something, put into some investment vehicle, hopefully to make money, but that money is going to help, is going to provide the capital for businesses, for loans, for corporations, for expansions, for, all of the functions of a capital society, capital-based society. Okay, so active management of capital. Investing. You could say investing. All right. And what is setting the price of securities? What does that mean? How is the price of a security set? And I mentioned this before, but I didn't say or explain it. But setting the price of securities. I mean, what sets the price? It's the price that a transaction occurs at. So we talk about the last price, the last trade, the last the last share or the most recent trade of the security happened at this price. And so that's, for all intents and purposes, that's the price. So again, we're just kind of like trading, trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. Okay, trying to drive the value. So you're trying to drive something up or trying to drive it down. And there's another big piece of this, but let's just keep going here towards where we think they should be valued. Okay. Now, the thing is, this is really, to me, this is a kind of a big, well, it's a huge nothing burger. It's a nothing mayo burger. Mayo nothing burger. I don't know. Because this is how markets function. You have people that are investing or deploying capital, whether it's theirs or not. But in this case, we're talking about other people's money that's being managed by active managers, right? So rich people give their money to Fidelity and say, hey, I've got $1 million in this account, manage it, grow it, protect it. Take this nest egg and let's make it into a generational wealth vehicle or something. Okay, whatever. It'll be the trust for my children. So they're going to take that $1 million and do whatever with it. What are they going to do with it? How, are they going to dump it onto AMC? No, because research, because due diligence, because, factual basis for decision making, right? So they might put it into an AI company or something now, or maybe not. I don't know. Are they going to put it into, whatever? But they have formed opinions based on research. It's been done by their analysts, right? So that's where the where they think should be valued part comes from. Well, we've already done the research on this, and we know that this needs a lot more capital investment, but the idea is sound, the market is ripe for it, whatever. It just needs more capital. So, so this is what happens. And it's not so much where they think they should be valued, like just based on a whim or an opinion. Ken Griffin even said in this clip, we have all these people that are doing all this fundamental research to figure out where these things should be valued. And then We're trying to drive the value of those companies towards that value that we've determined. And of course, there's always an element of opinion, but, you know, at the end of the day, an opinion can be informed and educated, or it can be, you know, highly speculative and not based on any facts. So, I mean, I don't really see, I don't see the outrage here. I don't see the outrage. Well, let's keep going. I'm sure we'll hear some more outrage.
Just admitted they control stock prices. Prices aren't controlled by supply and demand. There's no free and
but they are.
It's not.
But they are controlled by supply and demand. Like they are, though. Like, don't you understand? Don't you understand? That's the mechanism. And even if you want to think about it as controlling, which is kind of stupid to think of it that way, because it's not really controlled. But okay, fine. How do they control it? If they need it to go up, what would they do? If they need it to go, quote unquote, need, air quotes here, major air quotes. If they want, air quote, they air quote want it to go down, what would they do? So all you can do in a market is buy something or sell something, which impacts supply and demand. So yes, supply and demand is what's working to drive these prices in either fucking direction. But because we use this coded language, because we use all of this, you know, these basic garbage fucking assumptions that took hold during a highly emotional time period, nobody even thinks twice about this shit. Nobody thinks twice. And it's all right here in front of them. But they still can't. Isn't that something? Wow. I mean, this is the biggest nothing burger I've seen in a while, and everybody is so up in arms about it. And it's like, it's like they're in a trance. It's like they're hypnotized.
Up to you, retail investors, institutions, and everybody else to decide the value of a security. These securities are controlled by active managers.
And that's not even what he's saying either. He's not saying that that the price is influenced only by their trading in a stock. It says trying to drive the values of companies towards where we think they should be valued. So if they think something should be valued higher, they are trying to drive the value there. Trying to drive is not the same thing as, you know, making it. So they're not sitting there just buy. We think it should be valued at $50. So we're going to buy it until it gets to $50. That's not what they're saying. And that's what would be required to control it. Do you see what I'm saying? So Thomas James can't even effectively summarize. He can't even summarize with the perceived problem, which is a nothing burger, by the way. He can't even properly summarize the perceived issue with this. What a fucking muppet.
And market makers. First, let's hear what Ken Griffin...
We're not even talking about market makers either. Here we go. We're not talking about market makers, Tom. Market makers aren't active managers, Tom. If that's even your fucking name, Tom. Tommy Jim. Tommy Jim.
He had to say.
Squinty motherfucker.
It's actually rooted in the theory that markets are efficient. And that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the prices of securities. Firms like Citadel. That market.
Look at this fucking clown.
Managers setting the prices of securities.
How many times did he practice those reaction faces? What a fucking tool.
Firms like Citadel, firms like Fidelity, firms like Viking Global, Capital Research. We're all running large teams of people that are engaged in fundamental research.
Drive
the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. Trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. And passive investing, in a sense, enjoys the market efficiency that we create in our work each and every day.
So there we have Ken Griffin literally saying there's a small number of funds, maybe it was 5 or 6 on his list, that control the prices of all securities in the market.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think really what's happening here is they're finding out. Is it maybe that they're finding out that they were lied to in 2021 when they said, when Charles Payne tried to put this garbage narrative, the retail Reddit revolution, that now Wall Street has to pay attention to what, Joe Sixpack thinks a stock is worth, and which was complete garbage then. And certainly now, how he can't even say that anymore. Surprised he even could then with a straight face. So yes, it's always been the largest players, with the ones who have the most chips, control to some degree, to varying degrees, however you want to say it. But the movers and shakers, they do just that. They move and they shake. And how things are tends to reflect the way that the movers and shakers envision things to be. That's such a crazy revelation. I know they never knew that. They never knew that before. And they actually thought, their favorite commentator on Fox Business News told them last couple years ago that their opinions mattered. And now they found out that they really don't. It's only six firms. What is? Good God.
Efficient because they're free and fair. They're not efficient because of supply and demand. They're not efficient because of buyers and sellers.
No. And let's look at this efficiency thing. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to some kind of source here. Okay. So let's look at this. This is the original. Well, not the original, but this is a classic piece of writing on efficient markets from Gene Fama from 1969, 1970. And, I'm just going to look at the introduction here, and it's going to lay things out about the efficient market theory hypothesis. So the primary role of the capital markets is allocation of ownership of the economy's capital stock. That's what we were saying before, right? Allocation of ownership of the stock. In general terms, the ideal is a market which prices provide accurate signals for resource allocation. The ideal is a market in which prices provide accurate signals for resource allocation. That is, a market in which firms can make production investment decisions and investors can choose among the securities that represent ownership of firms' activity under the assumption that security prices at any time fully reflect all available information. A market in which prices always fully reflect available information is called efficient. So, what does it mean to have an efficient market? It is to have a market that has securities whose prices represent ownership of firms' activities under the assumption that the price at any time will fully reflect all available information. All available information. Okay? So, what did Ken Griffin say? He said that they have teams of people who are doing fundamental research. Something or other, right? Let's hear it again.
Viking Global, Capital Research. We're all running large teams of people that are engaged in fundamental research, trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. Trying to drive the value of companies towards where we think they should be valued. And pass.
Right. So, in other words, it could be said that they are fulfilling their role in the market, or attempting to, as informed traders, informed investors. right? They're engaged in all this research, come up with what is our price target. Let's call it that. Okay? And then we're going to try to drive the price to that target. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to go out and spread the gospel of AMC or whoever, or MMTLP. We're going to go spread the gospel of Bed Bath & Beyond. We're going to appear on CNBC and Bloomberg and wherever, and Tommy Jim's podcast, and say, you should buy Bed Bath & Beyond because, look, we did all this research. Here's some numbers. And we think we think you got a lot of money to be made here. So what? Why do I care? Why do I care what somebody else thinks it's worth? Why do you care? I don't know. I don't know why we care. But anyway, let's see what else he's got here. This is dumb. Like, please get over the fact that you were lied to when they told you that your voice in the market matters. It's much better to realize, and I say realize, make the realization that your voice does not matter. There is freedom in that. Yes. And there's a lot of money to be made in that. When you stop trying to influence things and just get as good as you can at reading what is going on, reading the sentiment, reading the market, recognizing trending markets, and trade it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Now, I didn't say you're going to get rich or anything like that, but that's easier, much, much easier than trying to influence the price of a stock. Why would you even want to do that? I don't care whether a stock goes up or down. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Quite frankly, makes no difference to actual traders which way the price is going. Except when you box yourself into one side and then, results are catastrophic, but that's why you don't box yourself into one side. That's why you don't overinvest. That's why you stay the fuck away from supposed short squeezes. Because most of the time they're not. It's fake garbage. And the people pumping it have already left. They've already left. Trey has already left. Trey Collins has left the fucking building. Okay, I'll shut up.
Of all securities. By, you guessed it, manipulating markets. As the AMC cheerleader added, she said, in other words, markets are manipulated to the price that I, Ken Griffin, believe they're worth, says Ken Griffin.
That's not what he said.
She's the prices of...
That is not what he said. I mean, do they just not hear the teams of research part? What would you need teams of people doing fundamental research if it's only about what Ken Griffin personally thinks that they're worth? This is why cheerleaders have no fucking business talking about stocks.
Companies like AMC...
Fucking retards, man. Yes.
He can.
Let me get my advice
wants to
from a cheerleader.
He will, since the SEC doesn't seem to criminate white-collar crime.
Doesn't criminate? What? What does that mean? Criminate. That's a new one. I don't know that word. Criminate.
Griffin manipulates markets because he can, because he wants to, and because he will, as the SEC won't ever go after him. Phil for real also added saying, so Doug Seafood admits he'll process orders when there's no supply. But in my video yesterday, Doug Seafood said that if there's only 1,000 shares in the market, he'll sell you 10,000 shares, 1,000,000 shares, or 1,000,000,000 shares, as he has an infinite supply. If you want to short a stock and there's only 1,000 shares available to locate, with Doug Seafood you can short infinite shares with infinite supply. So you could short 10 times the flow ocean. Also added saying, so will says to choose market to the price that AMC that because of company and because Ken Griffin manipulate up down because he can to criminate white collar crime. Ken
All right.
manipulates markets because he can, because he wants to, and because he will, as the SEC won't ever go after him. Phil for real also added saying, so Doug Seafood admits he'll process orders when there's no supply. As I covered in my video yesterday.
Okay. I mean, so their beef is with the market maker exception in naked shorting like that. There's so much that is hung up on this market making naked short selling exemption rule. Like it is so ridiculous that like these novice fucking investors, if you can even call them that, they're degenerate fucking novice degenerate fucking gamblers. They are so hung up on the fact that there doesn't have to be a share with their name on it already when they want to buy it. It's like, you don't understand the structure. You don't understand the theory. You don't understand the practice. You don't understand the strategy. And you certainly don't understand how to be profitable. So what the fuck? So you complain about some detail, not even some illegal aspect. No. We're going to complain about some codified aspect and make it the enemy. Okay? Like, Phil, I am retarded for real, has no fucking clue what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? All right. All right.
Yesterday, Doug Seafood has said on air that if there's only 1,000 shares in the market, he'll sell you 10,000 shares, 1,000,000 shares, or 1,000,000,000 shares, as he has an infinite supply. If you want to short a stock and there's only 1,000 shares available to locate, with Doug Seafood you can short infinite shares with infinite supply. So you could short times the flow over, and Doug Seafood will process that order.
I doubt that.
He does that in the name of liquidity, but what he really means is he does that in the name of crime. So not only have we...
In the name of crime? I mean, it's in the fucking federal code. What are you talking about? Why are you... What? I don't know. Okay, look, Tom, I don't know how you do things in your fucking backward-ass country, wherever it is, okay? And I don't know where it is, so... In our backward-ass country, though, okay, if something is not illegal, and in fact is how business is done per the federal fucking code that dictates how it is to be done, you don't go around calling it crime, okay? Like, what in the fuck?
Live on air, we've now got Ken Griffin admitting the same thing, admitting not only will he buy and sell your shares, he'll also set the price exactly to what you want, exactly to what he wants. CNBC calls him conspiracy theorist.
He did. That's not what he said. That is not what he said at all. I listened to it. We listened to it here. We broke down the statement. That's not what he said. No. I'm sorry. It's not what he said. These clowns can't even fucking accurately summarize what somebody is saying. Fuck you, Thomas James. You are a piece of fucking shit. And this guy, more than any of these other fucking grifter, clown, muppet, termite fucking assholes, this fucking clown belongs in Guantanamo. 100%.
these clouds.
Fuck you, Thomas James.
Here admitting market
fucking disgrace
in front of everyone live on TV. Now, Stonks Batman has replied to this with something quite interesting, but I have something equally as interesting to add to his tweet as well. I also want to introduce you.
I doubt, first of all, that this tweet is interesting. And I'm not even going to comment on what your addition to the tweet is. But first, let's go to some bullshit fucking sponsorship. Wow, look, this must be crypto or blockchain related. Wow, look, it has this it has that cool blockchain fucking design theme. Fuck you and your dumbass blockchain. Look at this bullshit. It's got the same look that what is that? What was that site? Oh shit, not Chart Exchange, the other one. The dark pool one. The one that had dark pool data. And then there was another one that supposedly had the tokenized shares on it. It's all the same bullshit. All the same bullshit. Fucking smoke and mirrors. Look at that fucking design theme. God, you guys suck.
Have one, particularly one, account one.
Blockchain is so fucking lame. You guys suck. All right? You got nothing.
X down in the description below. Register on their website and join the community. So he's tweeted saying, I wonder if Elon Musk would ever call out his buddy Ken Griffin for this. He's called out people and short sellers in the past, but when it comes to Ken Griffin, he's quiet. Elon Musk stayed silent when it came to Robinhood removing the buy button, but when Tesla's involved...
Well, I mean, obviously, Elon Musk understands that if Ken Griffin wanted to, he could vaporize his entire fortune in a matter of hours. I mean, let's be real here. And I'm honestly surprised that Ken has let the Tesla delusion go on as long as he has. But if we're going to assign all this power to Ken Griffin, which obviously I'm being facetious with all this. It's ridiculous. But let's play along. If you're going to assign all this power to Ken Griffin and say he controls every price single-handedly, whatever he wants it to be, it is so. He is the Wizard of Oz, man behind the curtain. Pay no attention. Okay? So then we have to be able to assume, do we not? Or is it not an unreasonable assumption to make that Ken Griffin must be okay with some of these valuations because, well, they're allowed to stand. And since Ken Griffin controls it to whatever he wants it to be, then we have to assume that whatever it is what he wants it to be. Right? Right. So why would Elon Musk want to go shake a hornet's nest? Why would Elon Musk want to go and say, hey, Ken, yeah, what are you doing to my AMC peeps, man? And it's like, and then Ken's like, hey, Elon, yeah. And then, I mean, anyway, I digress in the most ridiculous of ways. But, yeah. All right. This is so absurd. All right, let's change the subject here. So now we can say that we've debunked this statement. I mean, not that the statement wasn't real or actually said by Ken Griffin. We're not saying that. It certainly is real, and it was said by Ken Griffin. We're not disputing the statement. In fact, we think that it actually, was basically a pretty good explanation of how everything works. And there's a lot to learn, actually, from these couple sentences that would help the apes a lot if they just realize that, you're pissing into the wind. If you're trying, you're going to get steamrolled, and you're fighting the wrong fight. The fight is not what you think it is. But we've been saying that since 2021 as well. So anyway, yeah. So we're not saying anything new at all. We're not saying anything. But let's see what Morant's Rants had to say about the GameStop earnings. Oh my God. That's terrible. That is fucking terrible. God. So, you know, we know.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome.
Here we go.
Rants, plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. It just gapped all the way up. It's not reset the price. What you see is the closing price on GameStop, but now it's gapping all the way through the goddamn room. You guys, I told you what it was. I told you it's going to be a gap and go. I told you how good this stock is. It's already at $15.10. It's still kicking ass. You know what it is. Ryan Cohen doing what it does. There it is. Big and green, like you know it. What the hell? Don't go red. Don't go red.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Here we go. I'm going back. That's too great.
That's already at it was.
See, like, you know, there's so many great analogies here. Like, this is why I mean, could you imagine being this fucking foolish, by the way? Like, you know, okay, no matter what you think about any of these stocks, you know, by the way, probably the most reasonable thing to think about any of them is nothing. You know, no opinion. It's totally fine. But, you know, these markets are volatile and reversey. They reverse a lot. So even though you think, okay, that it's never going to come. Why would you get this cocky? Why would you get this, you know, this overconfident? You don't think, first of all, that that's a possibility, but secondly, that it probably will happen. Like, you really, I mean, it's like he doesn't even learn the best. He's not even improving as a grifter. That's what I'm trying to say. He almost keeps getting worse and worse. All right.
It's going to be a gap and go. I told you how good this stock is. It's already at $15.
So here it is. It's all right. So he's gloating, right? And this is stupid. I mean, this is dumb. Like, it's a dumb thing to highlight, but this is, it's like a microcosm. This is why you don't act like this, because at the end of the day, you just end up looking like a fucking moron. Okay.
It's still kicking ass. You know what it is. Ryan Cohen doing what it does. There it is. Big and green, like you know it. What the hell? Don't go red. Don't go red on me now. Don't go red on me now. Oh, actually, you know what it is? I'm doing 15-second ticks. My fault, guys. 15-second ticks.
Oh, yeah.
My heart.
Candles, he means candles. He means candles.
30 seconds. Hold on. Let's go back to 30-second ticks. Oh, let me. Oh, my God. What the hell's going on? What the hell? What the hell are they doing? Oh, my God. What is this? My heart. My heart. My heart. No. You better attack it now, fat boys. You better do what you do, little shorties. You better do what you do there, Danny DeVito. You better come and attack me there, Strawberry Shortcake. I know all you short hedge funds. I know what it is, Joe Pesci. I know what it is, you little hobbits. I know what it is, you Oompa Loompas.
I mean, you know, and again, this garbage of, you know, the price is going down. It must be short hedge funds. I mean, how stupid. Like, you just got excited about it hitting $15 fucking dollars. You don't think there's any sell orders sitting up there? You fucking numbskull. What the fuck? This guy has no fucking clue about shit.
I don't like short things. I don't like short people. I don't like short lines at goddamn amusement parks. I wait in the longest line because I know the longer I wait, the longer the ride takes, the journey there. That's what I'm in it for. I don't care what the price does. I'm not here about price action. I'm here about balance sheet. Show me the profits. Show me the money. Yeah, you can attack it all you want. I'm not going to lose any breath over this one. I know people want to see me crumble. I'm not going to crumble. No. Not now.
Yeah.
Not ever.
I mean, spoken like a true narcissist. People want to see me crumble. No, actually, we don't. We just want you to shut the fuck up, which will never happen because narcissist. But I mean, you know, goddamn, this is. I mean, in some ways, this is the best, you know, thing we could have. This is truly a narcissist on display here. Yeah. Because it has to be all about Morantz. All right.
I'm undefeated. I've been undefeated my whole life because I'm still standing in front of you. As I will remind you all, you have all survived.
Oh, he must. He has to be. I mean, this is.
And then when you die,
it's humiliating.
You go to heaven.
It is humiliating.
Going. You say, hey, how are my kids doing? They're rich. They're rich because GameStop. Look at this. They gotta attack it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, when you got nothing left, you're gonna try to take me to 1450, 1470, gapping back up. It's okay. It's all right. I don't even lose sleep over this. Oh God, and he's back from outer space.
What is all this bullshit?
Noise. You don't have a life. You don't have friends. Is that it? See, now Whiskey Bets, you know what's going to happen?
See, now he gets into the thing where he makes himself feel better by putting people down. It's the same dog and pony show. This man fucking child. Total man child. Total man child. All right.
See, I was nice to you at first, and then you want to come into the chat and start making noises. And so you're gone, and I'm sorry to do it to you. No, I'm not. Get the step in, bro. Get on. Get on before you get spit on. That's just the way it goes. Boom, you'll never hear from him again. Stephen J. Do I know you, Steve J? Speak now or forever hold your peace. No? Well, oh man, I'm out of breath here. Oh, okay, don't worry. GameStop's great, guys. I'm not worried about it one bit. I'm not losing it. There we go. GameStop just reported.
Don't worry. GameStop's great, guys.
18 cents. Missing expectations of -8. Revenue of 1.08 billion. Missing expectations of 1.18. They missed it by $100 million of top line revenue. Okay, missed it by $100 million of top line revenue. I'm going to ignore that one there. So that's what was just reported. But remember, I don't care about top line revenue. I care about the sheet itself. So I want the whole sheet and nothing but the sheet. So help me God.
Right.
I'm going to go the sheet right now.
Of course, it's not top line revenue. We don't care about that. You know, looking at the whole sheet. Okay. Like this is mental gymnastics here, folks.
I want more of it. That's what I want. So let me go into here and let me go here. There we go. I'm going to go look for it, guys, while you guys watch the chart for a second. So, GameStop. 2023 Q3. Let's see what we got here. 1 hour ago. Nope, that's not it. Potential surprises. Nope. Let me go to the GME investor relations. Let's see if it's there. Let's see if the press release is there. Nothing yet. Newsroom. Oh, there it is. All right, I have it. I have the screen. Give me a second. Let's go over it while the chart. I don't care what the chart does. I already told you. Right here. All right, let's go over it line by line, guys. Let's get serious. Okay, so quarter, great. Came in at 1.07 billion for the period compared to the 1.8 of previous year. Administrative expense. I
mean, this is right.
SG&A was 296. I estimated 344. They were 322 last quarter.
I cannot listen to this section again. I cannot sit here and listen to this grown man act like he's excited about the selling, general, and administrative expense line from fucking GameStop. Okay, I refuse to give that a platform because it is so absurd. So absurd. No, that's where I draw the line. I have to draw it somewhere, and that be where it is. I mean, my comment on that is, yeah, of course the selling and general and administrative expenses would be lower when you sell less. When you're bringing in less money, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. All right. But we can look at, why not? So here it is for this most recently ended quarter. Revenue growth of negative 9.11%. That's awesome. Of course, gross profit down. Operating income is up just slightly because of that SG&A. Okay. Check it out, though. Pre-tax income, lower. Income. Net income, lower. They have more shares. So they issued shares at some point, right? A lot of metrics are basically the same. I mean, you could say they're slightly up, slightly down, but I mean, they're both, whatever. Cost of revenue down. Yep. I mean, yeah, look at this. Cost of revenue from, wow, that's switching to the annual here on cost of revenue. It's so interesting how it's basically, well, we're 2022 though, so yeah, we can't do that. Yeah. All right. Wow. Managed to put a little bit more cash in the bank, but short-term investments, get ready to see this line have some volatility potentially, right? Now that GME is a hedge fund. Inventory. What happened to the inventory? It almost doubled. They buy, I mean, huh. Okay. Accounts payable. Look at that. So I think I found the inventory. Look at that jump in accounts payable. Interesting. It's up like it's up like $500 million. $500 million. But the yeah, I think I found it. I think I found it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. Retained earnings. Yeah, okay. That's okay. Retained earnings, net income previously earned has not been paid out to shareholders as dividends, right? Okay. If retained earnings are negative, they can be listed as accumulated deficit instead. And that deficit is accumulating because look. So here's 2022. I mean, it was even positive at that point. Where am I? Here. Retained earnings. Whoa. Look at all this retained earnings going back. Look at that. 2,000. It's in millions, so it's over 2 billion. Well, in 2023, basically, or 2022, that flipped to negative, and now we're just accumulating deficits. Okay. But here's the one that Marantz likes to shill. Shareholders' equity. Oh, he loves to talk about that, doesn't he? Shareholders' equity. And it's at the lowest point it's been at, I think, ever. So, well, no, that's not true. Not counting the 2020. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, great balance sheet. Looking good. Looking real good. Next quarter is going to be next quarter, though. Free beer tomorrow. Yep. All right. Let's see. Look at that market cap. Keeps growing to the negative. I don't know. The market cap growth number is in red. Is that good? Wow, look at that. Oh my God. Return on invested capital. What happened in 2018? That's when things started really to go downhill. Anyway, yeah. Return on equity looks really good. I mean, this is a solid report here. Whoa. Really? Yeah, you don't want a negative return on capital. But I mean, the bigger question to me is kind of, is this company creating any value in any way for its customers, for its shareholders? And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And I don't really see anyone else who sees it. I don't believe that Marantz even sees it, because he can't tell you. He can't actually enumerate what is so great about this investment, except for the fact that he's invested in it, which, again, narcissism. Or he'll talk about Ryan Cohen, which is also narcissism. It's like, that's like some kind of narcissistic cluster. Marantz rants and fucking Ryan Cohen. But as far as what they actually provide for anybody, it's unclear. It's unclear. I mean, they didn't even have an earnings call again. I mean, how can anybody interpret that as anything other than completely shitty? Really? I don't see it. Let's see. And what do we got? They're just saying out there. Wedbush and GameStop's potential new strategy. Let Ryan Cohen buy other stocks with company cash. That's great. Oh, that's great. I mean, they can't figure out what to do. The best thing they can come up with, let me put it another way. The best thing that GameStop can come up with is to let Ryan Cohen play pretend hedge fund with the company's stockpile of cash in a bank. I mean, what? Okay. Now, maybe it is a great investment. Maybe he'll find all those other Bed Bath and Beyonds and whatnot. GME Ohio lawsuit about the online shipping discount fiasco. Okay, right. They're moving to send the plaintiff to arbitration. Sounds super exciting. Equity investments. Chewy. I've seen a lot about Chewy too. All right. Let's see what else we got here. And let's see. Well, here's Uncle Frank. Let's go through him quick. 2x.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content.
That's only 1.5.
This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.
We worked up to it.
So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back, everyone. These are the kind of weeks and time windows Uncle Frank lives for. Last week was kind of a dud, but this week's window is fraught with danger for our enemies, the predatory short hedge funds, but not for us. Why? Because we're not leveraged over 50 to 1. They are. Our business is recovering and expanding nicely. Our business actually thrives during recessions, so Uncle Frank is cooler than a fan. AMC shareholders don't have to worry about billions of synthetics being exposed. The hedgies do. The U.S. government, prime banks, the Fed Reserve, the U.S. Treasury, and even foreign...
It's hard to take anybody seriously when they talk about hedgies. It really is.
And more transparency, and Kenny and the boys are complaining about it. So sit back and relax. Let's take a look at this week's time window and hope that a black or white swan, doused in lighter fluid with a stick of dynamite in its ass, flies right into the middle of all of it and spoils the holiday parties for the hedgies. Now, this has nothing to do with AMC, but Uncle Frank's favorite cryptocurrency is Ripple's XRP, and according to 25 Hours Awake, confirmed report, the final Ripple Labs versus US SEC settlement hearing will take place on December 11th. The end of the XRP lawsuit could be within days. At the time of this recording, XRP is up over 10.75% for the past 7 days and is now the 4th largest crypto by market cap on the planet. Well, this Reuters headline says it all. Year-end rally in U.S. stocks faces twin tests as Fed inflation data loom. The Fed Reserve's last monetary policy meeting of 2023 and the U.S. inflation report in coming days should test the stock market rally that some view as stretched following weeks of gains. Bets the Fed will begin cutting interest rates sooner than expected have fueled a surge in U.S. equities, which received a tailwind from a rapid decline in Treasury yields. The S&P 500 up nearly 20% in 2023 after a monthly gain in November that was its biggest of the year. Let's get into it. Now, last week, according to Yahoo Finance, we had an unexpectedly warm jobs report. Unemployment declined more than economists had predicted, showing continued strength in the labor market. For the Fed, it's a sign contrary to the recent indications that the economy has been softly cooling. Now investors see the chance of a rate cut in early 2023 as just a little less likely. Uncle Frank is saying Q2 unless we get a disaster. But on Tuesday, December 12th, we kick off the action with the entire CPI group of data at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm sorry, but
okay. I'm going to only address this one time because I'm so sick of all of this garbage. But, and I'm going to simplify it. It's not perfect, but it's fairly decent simplification, right? So when do they, and by they I mean the Federal Reserve, when do they raise interest rates? When do interest rates go up? And when do interest rates go down? And, the way it works is interest rates are going to be on an upward trajectory when the Fed is worried about overheating, things running hot, high inflation. We need to pull the reins in, right? Things are getting too speculative, too bubbly. We want to make it harder, discourage people from, making risky bets, that kind of thing, right? So then, consequently, or inversely, I should say, when is the Federal Reserve going to cut interest rates? And it is on that side of things, when the economy needs to be stimulated, when there needs to be a reason for people to go into risk assets because they've been touched in the bad place and they're nervous about putting themselves back out there or something like that. So here's the thing. Have we has the U.S. economy been molested to the degree that they are scared of throwing their money into risky assets? Obviously not, because we're already in the seeming midst of another bubble. So what sense does it make for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates further when their stated goal was, yes, to bring inflation down, but we just had, I mean, what was the GDP growth quarter over quarter? So how is there a need for interest rates to be cut? And what is this with the assumption that it would be bullish? I mean, to some degree it will be, I think. But okay, the assumption is it's bullish because the market needs if you want to talk about, and I use this word, very flippantly here, but you want to talk about crime, you want to talk about manipulation, this is it right here. It is controlling the narrative. This is how these motherfuckers steal your money. Not through fucking meme stocks. It is by controlling the narrative and getting people into this bullish frenzy, seemingly on a dime at any time. You are not anywhere near. It doesn't make any sense for interest rates to go down. In fact, in my opinion, they need to raise it. Jerome Powell needs to shit or get off the fucking pot. He has been, anytime he speaks even, and it's like everybody knows that he's fucked up. And the next time he comes up for a speech, the market just goes the opposite way, just in his face, because he's so ineffective and such a clown. And the market was already overstretched, and they fucking rallied it on his comments, and literally afterwards were saying exactly the opposite of what the motherfucker said. You got to be fucking kidding me. This guy is a clown. Unless they raise rates again. And I'm not talking about a 25% nothing burger, won't make any difference. We need to be higher. Because we're about to get the reinflation in earnest. You don't have a market. You don't have a tech sector that goes up by 40% with no added inflation. Are you fucking kidding me? Unless the Bureau of Labor Statistics and all these clowns at the Fed are really cooking the numbers that much, there is no way that these numbers can currently can coexist with each other without some shit really starting to get fucked up right about now, soon. So there's just no way. There's just no way. It doesn't work like that. We are not in a Goldilocks fucking period. And if I hear the mainstream media say that one more time, I think I'll scream. But, so just based off of that simplistic oversimplification, We are not anywhere close to needing an interest rate cut. It is pathetic. It is the most pathetic bullshit that we can't stop talking about the Federal Reserve because Wall Street is that dependent on free money because their business model sucks. Their reputation sucks. They suck. They fucking suck. And they need free money from the government in order, quote unquote, for them to be successful. What a fucking disgrace, okay? First of all. And it's ridiculous that that's what the whole narrative is about. When will the Federal Reserve cut rates? Not anything else, not even any details about that. Just assuming that a rate cut would be bullish. Well, motherfucker, I said when we started having these sell-offs last year that this whole thing is smoke and mirrors. And it kind of seems like it turned out that it was. But, it's not to say, hey, wow, what an amazing call that I made. I just, and which sectors have been raking in the cash, who's made the most money on trading. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And then the narratives that have come out basically about a year ago, this pivot garbage that didn't materialize all year. And unless you have something major, and I'm not talking about an Uncle Frank white swan, I'm talking about, some shit. Yeah, it's just going to be the status quo, business as usual. Let's just churn it over, and I mean, all of this price action right now is meaningless chop. Is what I'm saying. And unfortunately, it's easy to get sucked into it and lose all your money. But especially I think on the short side, because they're milking this for as much as they can, because that's what they do. This is a parasitic business. Getting it back to what I'm talking about here, that requires free fucking money. Essentially, you wouldn't have half the tech companies that you have now if it weren't for near zero interest rates. All the tech companies that collapsed in 2022, all of those companies wouldn't exist. Now they're going back to the moon because everybody assumes that, God is going to smile on Wall Street and give them all those, deserved millions and billions and whatever of free, interest-free money to, the big brain traders on Wall Street, the same people who go out and support people like Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, by the way. So, yeah, you guys fucking suck at your job, and you can't even do it. You can't even do your job without free money. How pathetic. So I hate the whole Fed pivot narrative. It's garbage. It implies no understanding of anything in terms of basic macroeconomics. If you're talking about a Fed pivot, go fuck yourself. You deserve to fucking lose. In fact, actually, go buy Cathie Wood's ARK Invest. That's what you should do, because that one will do fucking great when the pivot actually happens. Anyway, I'm sorry, I can't do the pivot. I just, what's the point? None of this shit here makes any difference whatsoever to any of this, anything. I don't even need to watch this video. Napoleon doesn't fucking matter. Hasn't mattered for 200 fucking years. Okay? Sorry. It doesn't matter. All right. I think I'm pretty much about done. It's about all I can handle. Jesus Christ. Let's do this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It's not financial advice. It's not legal advice.
It's not.
It's educational purposes.
Why not?
I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. But like I tell every day, the day they release us is false. It gives a false narrative of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, make sure and subscribe. Make sure and hit the like button. Make sure and hit the notifications. They are trying to shadow ban us. They don't want nobody seeing all the evidence of fraud and corruption.
No, they don't want people seeing. They don't want people seeing what you're saying because it's nonsense, and it harms people. So you probably are shadow banned, and they should probably just say fuck these half measures and go for the full fucking ban.
Our stock market is, and I'm talking about national and international investors. Please subscribe. We need to get more people to watch these videos so they can see what's going on in the United States stock market. Listen, I was thinking about Ken Griffin and him bragging about market manipulation, bragging about him and his team decide the value.
I mean, that's not what was happening, okay? He was not bragging about it. What a fucking fool. I mean, everything for these fucking retards is about feelings. Have you noticed that? It's all about feelings and emotions. I was watching him brag about stealing money from us, and it made me hurt my heart. Fuck you.
Stock, him and his team set the price of stocks, which is, obvious market manipulation because the market is supposed to work by...
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, yeah. Somebody having an idea of what something's worth and then trading based on that target is clear market manipulation. Yep, because the apes are not used to ever having targets or ever having thought about anything or done any research. It's just gamble. Put it all on red. Put it all on red. No, I said all on red. Do it. I can't even really. I thought I could. Initially, I thought I could understand where they were coming from with this, but I'm even struggling with that now. I don't see how anybody could think that this was an admission of anything, and I also don't see how anybody could think that it indicated anything illegal or manipulative. It's, in fact, what he's describing is the way that the market works. That's it. Yes, some people have more money to play with than you do. Guess what? That makes them more important. Oh, my God. Yes, it does make them more important. Because, to quote Bobby Fleckman from Polydor Records, Spinal Tap, 1982, money talks and bullshit walks. Okay? That's it. Money talks and bullshit walks. And these guys are so full of shit. That's it. That is it. All right.
Supply and demand.
I'll shut up now.
Transparent, but he is admitting that it's not. And I'm saying
actually he made it just that much more transparent for you to understand. I mean, how can you say it's not transparent? Now you know, hey, hedge funds have a lot of money and they have a lot of influence. That's all he said. That's all he said. Nothing Burger, number 2073. Yes.
Why would he do that? Why would he go on TV and admit to what I consider to be breaking the law? Why would he?
Well, you know, it's a good thing that you're no longer a lawyer because, yeah, and it's not hard in this light to see why you're not a lawyer anymore. Clown. So, why would he go on TV? And because he knows that he's just describing how the market works. Now, these clowns, these ape influencer fucks, for the whole time that I've been doing this, they've always done this. They take a detail, they take some fact, they take some reality, some bit of truth about the market, and they will spin it to a way that makes it like, oh my God, can you believe that they do this? Can you believe that rich people, can you believe that people who have more money actually have more influence in the world than we do as poor people with nothing, not even a pot to piss in to our name? Can you believe that? And they make a big deal about it. They've done this consistently. And it's like they do the same thing with the market maker exception for naked shorting. They do everything that they don't like. They just highlight as a problem. And it's like, okay, but you're talking about the way it is. You're not even saying that it's illegal or anything. You're just expressing like the fact that you don't like it. Okay. You're not even making an argument as to why it should be different. You're just saying, oh, I think it's unfair. Oh, my God. Rich people shouldn't have more influence. It's not like it's capitalism or anything. What a clown.
What I consider to be a felony. And then...
Oh, a felony? Well, you might know something about that, might you?
Thinking about it in more detail, and I'm thinking maybe he is building his defense for his actions. He is building his defense for his actions. I believe
he's building his defense for his actions. Fuck you, Donahue George. You are such a fucking moron, okay? Like, God. What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about how the market fucking worked. Saying that, yeah, guess what? I have a bunch of people that I pay to do research to figure out what all these fucking companies are worth. And then, we go out there, we try to, all right, we think this one's undervalued. Well, let's buy some more of it. Maybe it'll entice other people to buy more of it and push the price up to where we think it should be. That's all they can do. No, this guy thinks that Ken Griffin has a special fucking computer keyboard that he can use to push, buttons and AMC down, down, down. What an idiot. This guy, he belongs nowhere near a fucking computer.
Evidence
too dangerous.
Corruption is so overwhelming that he knows that he's not going to be able to claim that they did not manipulate AMC stock. He's not going to be able to claim they didn't set the price of AMC stock. So because that can't...
Yeah, see, now everybody's going to go around saying, yeah, see, they set the price. They set the price. Like it's somebody at a retail store with a pricing gun going around marking up, the price on every sweatshirt because the prices went up by 10 cents or whatever. That's not what they're talking. That's not what he's talking about. I mean, we already said, clearly he's talking about the hedge fund because hedge funds are active fund you're actively managing money, other people's money. And I don't think that we have any evidence that Citadel, the hedge fund, really was involved in AMC that much. So, how unprepared could you be?
There's overwhelming evidence of the manipulation. There's overwhelming evidence of the fraud and corruption in the AMC play. That he's putting it out there to say that the SEC knew what he was doing and told him that it was okay.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, clearly that's it. Now, fuck you. I can't listen any more of this. I'm sorry. I can't. You can't kill Michael Myers! You can't kill Michael Myers.
This is what happens.
Wait, hold on.
You're being a little bitch. What do you fucking want?
Hold on a second here. Hold on. This is so stupid. I cannot fucking believe how fucking garbage that guy is. Oh my God. All right. This is how let's end it this way. Let's see. Hibachi Steakhouse night, round 6. Oh, here we go. All right.
So we're gonna do a little before and after here. With the
oh my God.
You got a little salmon there. You got some steak. Got some chicken and some shrimp. This is the before. You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch. What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter.
Yeah. So, yeah, good one, Tony.
Fuck you. I think
I've been so busy lately.
Understand what I'm saying?
And I just got back in from traveling for work this past week, so I'll try to do some more live streams.
What are you saying?
Huh? What am I saying? I'm saying I miss everybody.
You're crazy.
I miss you guys so much. So that's why you got to join Finance Chat. That's why you got to join Finance Chat.
And then
Telegram.
Change the world.
Come on over. Anyway, yeah. We may do a live stream tomorrow. I want to do a discussion, open discussion, like we've done in the past. And, you know, I think that would be good. So, you know, doesn't that look good? Wow, it looks good. What is this, like an off-brand Benihana or something here? Anyway, let's do a discussion sometime soon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you. Take care.